What if I told you that most of what we consider healthy habits barely scratches the surface, and that there are simple, overlooked routines quietly shaping our well-being every single day? While modern life pushes convenience, screens and fast fixes, countless generations before us thrived on subtle practices that strengthened the body, sharpened the mind, and protected long-term health. Today, you're going to discover 15 simple habits people ignore, small, almost invisible actions that can accumulate into profound improvements over time. By the time we reach 7th, you'll encounter a practice so surprising it challenges everything you thought about daily health. And 10th, it's the final habit that ties all of this wisdom together, leaving you with a new perspective on how your body and mind can flourish. Stay with me, because these aren't quick hacks. They are time-tested, low-effort habits that work quietly, yet powerfully behind the scenes. If you're curious about discovering practical ways to support your health, without gimmicks or extremes, join our community by subscribing and pressing the bell. This is the kind of knowledge you'll want to return to again and again. Number 1. Walking, the body's quiet alignment. Long before gyms existed, people walked. Not for steps, not for cardio goals, just to live. Farmers crossed fields at dawn. Messengers covered miles on foot. Elders took slow evening walks to think, digest, and sleep better. Walking wasn't exercise, it was maintenance. Modern research suggests that regular, unhurried walking may support circulation, joint health, blood sugar balance, and even cognitive clarity. Not power walking, not interval training, just steady movement that tells the nervous system we're safe, we're moving forward. Here's why it works. Walking gently activates large muscle groups, which helps blood and lymph move more efficiently. That movement signals the brain to release calming neurotransmitters, while also giving the digestive system and joints the rhythmic motion they evolved with. Cause and effect. Nothing fancy. Most people who use this habit don't schedule it as a workout. They walk after meals, they take phone calls outside, they park a little farther away. Some treat it as thinking time, others as a transition between parts of the day. So why was it forgotten? Because it doesn't look impressive. You can't sell it in a bottle. There's no subscription attached. In a culture that equates effort with intensity, something this gentle feels too simple to matter. Think of walking as the body's default tune-up, like slowly shaking a snow globe until everything settles back where it belongs. And once you see how something this basic can quietly support so many systems at once, the next habit might surprise you even more. Number 2. Nasal breathing, the body's built-in filter. For most of human history, breathing through the nose wasn't a technique, it was just how people breathed. Hunters trekked for hours with their mouths closed. Monks sat in silence, breathing slowly through the nose. Even soldiers were trained to control breath under stress, quietly, efficiently, without drawing attention. Modern research suggests that nasal breathing may support better oxygen exchange, calmer nervous system activity, and improved airway function compared to habitual mouth breathing. It's not about breathing deeper, it's about breathing smarter. Here's why it works. The nose warms, filters, and humidifies incoming air before it reaches the lungs. It also produces nitric oxide, a molecule that helps regulate blood flow and oxygen uptake. When breathing stays nasal, the body receives a steady signal that it's not under threat, allowing heart rate and stress hormones to stay more balanced. People who use this habit often start small. They notice their breathing during daily tasks. They gently close their mouth while walking. They practice nasal breathing during light movement or while resting. No forcing, no breath holding, just awareness and consistency. So why was it forgotten? Convenience and habit, softer foods, constant talking, stress, and screen posture slowly normalized mouth breathing. It became common. And when something becomes common, it stops being questioned. Think of nasal breathing as the body's air quality control system, like upgrading the filter in your home without changing anything else. And once you realize that something as automatic as breathing can quietly influence energy and calm, the next habit begins to feel even more underestimated. Number 3. Light exposure at the right time, the internal clock setter. Before electricity, light decided the day. Farmers rose with the sun. Children played outside until dusk. Monks structured prayer and work around daylight, not alarms. The body learned when to wake, when to eat, and when to rest by watching the sky. Modern research suggests that natural light exposure, especially in the morning, may help regulate circadian rhythms, which influence sleep quality, hormone timing, mood, and metabolism. It's not about staring at the sun. It's about letting the eyes register daylight early and consistently. Here's why it works. Specialized cells in the eyes send signals directly to the brain's internal clock. Morning light tells the body the day has started, which helps set a cascade of biological timing signals that affect energy levels during the day and sleepiness at night. Miss that signal, and everything drifts a little out of sync. People who use this habit keep it simple. They step outside shortly after waking. They drink coffee near a window. They open the blinds before checking their phone. Even a few minutes of daylight can be enough to cue the system, so why was it forgotten? Indoor living, artificial lighting, screens that blur day and night into one long glow. When the environment stopped changing, the body lost some of its cues. Think of morning light as the conductor of an orchestra. When it raises the baton on time, every system knows when to come in. And once you understand how timing affects the body as much as content, the next habit reveals something even more subtle that modern life quietly disrupts. Number 4. Eating with pauses, the digestive signal. In many traditional cultures, meals were slow by default. Families sat together. Utensils rested between bites. Elders talked. Chefs tasted. Even in ancient monasteries, meals were taken in silence. Not rushed, not distracted, just present. Modern research suggests that slower eating may support digestion, appetite regulation, and metabolic signaling. It's not about eating less. It's about giving the body time to recognize what's happening. Here's why it works. Digestion doesn't start in the stomach. It starts in the nervous system. When you eat calmly, chewing thoroughly and pausing between bites, the body shifts into a rest and digest state. Enzymes are released more efficiently. Satiety signals have time to register. The cause is simple. Calm input leads to smoother output. People who practice this don't count chews or follow rigid rules. They put utensils down occasionally. They take a breath mid-meal. They avoid stacking bites. Some simply try to make meals last a few minutes longer than usual, so why was it forgotten? Speed, screens at the table, productivity culture turning meals into interruptions instead of rituals. When eating became something to get through, the signals got lost. Think of slow eating as sending a clear memo to your digestive system. Instead of shouting instructions, you're speaking its language. Number 5. Regular sleep timing, the body's anchor. For most of history, sleep didn't shift much. People went to bed when it got dark and woke when the light returned. Farmers, fishermen, and even early soldiers followed roughly the same rhythm day after day. Not because it was optimized, but because consistency was built into life. Modern research suggests that going to sleep and waking up at roughly the same time each day may support hormonal balance, cognitive performance, and overall metabolic health. Often timing matters as much as duration. Here's why it works. The body runs on internal clocks that anticipate patterns. When sleep timing is regular, those clocks can prepare in advance, releasing melatonin, lowering body temperature, and coordinating repair processes. When timing constantly shifts, the system stays reactive instead of predictive. People who use this habit aim for mostly consistent, not perfect. They keep wake-up times within a narrow range. They protect their bedtime more than they protect late-night plans. Some think of it as setting a daily appointment with tomorrow's energy. So why was it forgotten? Artificial lighting, endless entertainment, and the idea that sleep is flexible instead of foundational. When nights stopped ending naturally, consistency became optional. Think of regular sleep timing as the body's anchor. When it's steady, everything else drifts less. And before we go further, if you're enjoying uncovering these quiet, overlooked habits together. Number 6. Cold exposure, the body's hidden alarm. Long before central heating, cold was unavoidable. Farmers rose to frosty mornings, soldiers trained in harsh winters, monks and ascetics used ice baths or river dips to awaken both body and mind. It wasn't about challenge for show, it was life itself shaping resilience. Modern research suggests that brief, controlled cold exposure may support circulation, immune response, and mental alertness. Even a cold shower or brisk outdoor exposure can signal the body to adapt without stress. Here's why it works. Cold triggers mild stress responses that strengthen vascular tone and activate the nervous system, increasing focus and energy. It's a gentle nudge, a wake-up call for the body's systems to perform optimally. People who use this habit start small. A cold splash in the morning, a 30-second outdoor walk in winter. Some gradually work up to showers or immersion, always listening to their body. Consistency matters more than intensity. So why was it forgotten? Comfort culture, central heating, warm showers everywhere. When discomfort became optional, the body lost its natural alarm system. Think of cold exposure as a silent coach. It whispers, adapt, wake up, prepare without shouting, without fanfare, quietly shaping resilience you didn't know you were missing. Number 7. Grounding, the Earth's quiet recharge. For thousands of years, humans had direct contact with the Earth. Farmers worked barefoot in fields, children played in dirt, soldiers rested on grass. It wasn't a wellness trend, it was life. Shoes were often minimal, and connection to soil was unavoidable. Modern research suggests that spending time barefoot on natural surfaces may help reduce stress, improve sleep, and support inflammation regulation. While not a miracle, many people report feeling calmer and more centered after even brief contact. Here's why it works. The body naturally interacts with subtle electrical charges from the earth. Walking barefoot allows the body to balance its electrical system, which can influence nervous system signaling and circadian rhythms. Even a few minutes can send a gentle reset signal. People who use this habit simply step outside barefoot when possible. They walk on grass, sand, or soil for a few minutes each day. Some practice meditation or stretching while grounded. There's no complex equipment or timing, just presence. So why was it forgotten? Modern footwear, indoor lifestyles, and concrete everywhere. Direct contact with the ground became rare, and when something is out of reach, it fades from awareness. Think of grounding as plugging yourself into nature's power strip. It's quiet, subtle, and your body remembers what to do with it, even if your mind forgets. Number 8. Fasting windows, the body's silent reset. Long before clocks and meal schedules, humans naturally experienced gaps between eating. Hunters didn't snack, farmers ate when food was ready. Monks often practiced partial fasting, not as discipline for show, but as part of daily life. Modern research suggests that creating moderate gaps between meals may help digestion, blood sugar regulation, and cellular repair processes. It's not about extreme diets, just allowing the body time to shift from processing food to restoring itself. Here's why it works. When the body isn't constantly digesting, energy is redirected toward maintenance. Cells can clear waste products more efficiently, metabolic systems recalibrate, and the nervous system gets a brief period of calm focus. Cause and effect is simple. Pause intake, support repair. People who use this habit often start small, skipping late-night snacks, extending breakfast by an hour, or simply noticing natural hunger cycles without forcing restriction. It's flexible, gentle, and sustainable. So why was it forgotten? Convenience culture, fast food, constant grazing, and the assumption that the body always needs more fuel. When food is abundant and immediate, natural fasting disappears. Think of fasting windows as the body's nightly housekeeping. Quiet, unseen, but profoundly supportive, resetting systems without fanfare. Number 9. Mindful pause, the brain's silent reset. Long before meditation apps and productivity gurus, people naturally paused. Farmers stopped to rest in the shade. Soldiers breathed before entering battle. Monks sat in silence between tasks. These weren't structured routines, they were simple moments of awareness embedded in daily life. Modern research suggests that brief, mindful pauses may support attention, emotional regulation, and stress reduction. Even a few quiet moments can improve clarity, decision-making, and calm. Here's why it works. Pausing interrupts constant cognitive chatter. It allows the nervous system to shift from reactive to reflective mode, giving the brain a moment to process and restore. Cause and effect is straightforward. Stillness informs clarity. People who use this habit might pause before meals, during work transitions, or between errands. They notice breath, sensations, or simply observe the environment. No guided practice needed, just brief, consistent attention. So why was it forgotten? Speed culture, continuous stimulation. When every moment is filled, the brain never gets a chance to reset naturally. Think of a mindful pause as hitting refresh on your internal dashboard. It's subtle, silent, and cumulative, but the effects quietly compound over time. Number 12. Intermittent movement, the body's microcharger. Long before elevators, cars, and office chairs dominated daily life, movement was constant, though often subtle. Farmers bent, lifted, and twisted throughout the day. Artisans shifted positions while crafting. Children played for hours without planning it as exercise. The body was always in motion, even in small bursts. Modern research suggests that brief, frequent movements throughout the day may support circulation, joint health, and even mental clarity. Unlike structured workouts, these micro-moments don't feel like exercise, yet they accumulate into meaningful physiological effects over time. Here's why it works. Our bodies are designed for intermittent activation. Sitting for long stretches slows metabolism, circulation, and even brain responsiveness. Tiny bouts of motion, stretching, standing, short walks, or even shifting posture signal the body that it's active, which improves blood flow, oxygen delivery, and nervous system responsiveness. Cause and effect is elegantly simple. Movement signals vitality. People who use this habit integrate it seamlessly. They stand up every hour, do a few shoulder rolls, pace while on calls, or take the stairs instead of the elevator. Even 2 to 3 minutes every hour can compound into significant benefits over weeks and months. The focus is on rhythm, not intensity. A reminder that small actions repeated often matter more than occasional extreme efforts. So why was it forgotten? Modern convenience. We sit for work, commute in cars, and relax on couches. Movement became optional, and when it's optional, it quietly disappears from daily life. Think of intermittent movement as the body's microcharger, a series of small sparks keeping your energy and focus alive without requiring a full workout session. It's subtle, almost invisible, but cumulatively powerful. Number 13. Cold water face immersion, the nervous system's reset button. Long before spas and wellness trends, people used water to awaken and reset. Soldiers splashed their faces in rivers before battle. Fishermen braved icy streams. Even daily ablutions in traditional societies included quick face washes in cool water, not for luxury but for clarity and alertness. Modern research suggests that brief immersion of the face in cold water may stimulate the vagus nerve, helping regulate heart rate, reduce stress responses, and improve mental clarity. Unlike full-body cold exposure, this is subtle, safe, and accessible for nearly anyone. Here's why it works. The face is rich in nerves that directly influence the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest branch. Cold contact triggers a mild stress response that paradoxically helps calm and reset the nervous system. Cause and effect. A brief cold stimulus, nervous system balance, clearer focus, and reduced tension. People who use this habit often do it in the morning or after stressful moments. A 10 to 20-second splash of cool water or even a short rinse in a basin is enough. Some combine it with deep nasal breathing to enhance the effect. It's simple, consistent, and requires no equipment. So why was it forgotten? Convenience and comfort culture. We now favor warm showers and air-conditioned rooms. Quick, cold resets are counterintuitive and feel uncomfortable, so they're easily skipped. Think of cold water face immersion as hitting the reset button on your nervous system. Subtle, immediate, and surprisingly powerful. It's like rebooting your mind without any gadgets or screens. Number 14. Evening darkness, the body's hidden repair signal. Long before electricity, nights were dark. People didn't binge screens or leave lights on. Farmers rested as the sun set. Villagers lit only small lamps for essential tasks. Darkness wasn't an absence. It was a signal, a cue the body had evolved to recognize. Modern research suggests that exposure to darkness in the evening may support melatonin production, improve sleep quality, and enhance cellular repair processes. Even dimming lights or avoiding screens for an hour before bed can make a noticeable difference over time. Here's why it works. Darkness signals the brain that it's time to shift into recovery mode. Melatonin levels rise, core body temperature drops slightly, and the nervous system transitions from alertness to rest. Cause and effect. Less light, more repair, deeper, more restorative sleep. People who use this habit don't need extreme darkness. They dim lamps, close blinds, or avoid bright screens before bed. Some enjoy candlelight or soft, indirect lighting while winding down. It's a gentle cue, not a rigid rule, so why was it forgotten? Modern lighting, late-night work, and entertainment culture. When artificial light blurred the natural day-night cycle, the body's cues were drowned out, and sleep quality quietly suffered. Think of evening darkness as the body's night shift manager. It guides repair, tells systems when to rest, and orchestrates recovery without anyone noticing. Simple, natural, and remarkably effective. Number 15. Awareness of the body. The ultimate quiet mastery. For most of human history, people lived closely with their own bodies. Farmers sensed fatigue before injury. Soldiers felt subtle changes in energy and mood. Healers and monks cultivated a quiet, intimate awareness of how their bodies responded to movement, food, rest, and environment. It wasn't about tracking numbers or following rules. It was about listening. Modern research suggests that body awareness, or interoception, may support stress management, pain regulation, emotional balance, and even immune function. People who cultivate it report feeling more grounded, more energetic, and more resilient, not because they're doing more, but because they understand what their body actually needs. Here's why it works. When you notice your body's signals, tension, hunger, breath, fatigue, you can respond appropriately. Systems stay in balance. Recovery happens naturally. Cause and effect, awareness, timely adjustment, overall well-being. People who use this habit practice it subtly throughout the day. They notice posture, breath, heart rate, or energy shifts. They pause and ask, what does my body need right now? Some integrate gentle movement, hydration, or rest as needed. The key is consistent attention, not perfection. So why was it forgotten? Modern life teaches distraction, not attention. Screens, noise, and constant stimulation pull us away from our own sensations. When self-awareness isn't trained, we lose access to the body's guidance system. Think of this habit as having a personal, silent coach embedded in your own nervous system. It's the culmination of every other habit on this list. All the walking, breathing, sunlight, movement and pauses make more sense when you're tuned in. Awareness is the ultimate habit because it allows you to apply every other principle naturally, in real time, without forcing it. What if I told you that everything we've covered today, from the simplest walk to the subtle awareness of your own body, isn't about hacks, gimmicks or chasing trends? It's about returning to rhythms and signals that humans have relied on for millennia. Quiet, ordinary practices that accumulate into extraordinary well-being. If you enjoyed exploring these forgotten habits and want to keep uncovering simple ways to quietly improve your health, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to stay connected with the community and keep discovering knowledge that often gets overlooked. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of new videos. No spam, just thoughtful content. Thanks for watching, and remember, small, consistent actions, even the quietest ones, can change the way you feel every day. Stay curious, stay mindful, and I'll see you in the next video.